Algebra 1, Lesson 34, Greatest Common Factor. Now, we're going to be finding the greatest common factor of algebraic expressions. We'll be doing practice A and B for this lesson. So, starting with practice A. The way we want to find our greatest common factor is we want to split the problem into two parts. We want to find the greatest common factor of the whole numbers, and then the second part will be finding the greatest common factor of the unknown letters or variables. So beginning with the whole numbers, if we have 6, 14, and 24, we have to find what's the biggest number that will go into all three of these numbers, or the greatest common factor of these three numbers. Well, 2 and 3 will go into 6, and 6 will go into 6, but 6 cannot go into 14. So we have to ask ourselves, will 2 or 3 go into 14? 3 can't, but 2 can. And 2 can also go into 24. So our greatest common factor for these three numbers is going to be 2. And that is the first part of our answer. Now the second part, we have to find the greatest common factor of all of these letters. Now that can be a little tricky. So all we're looking for is the highest exponent of each letter that every problem has. So we'll start with the x's. We have x2, x1, and x10. So the highest exponent that all of them share is x1, because you can't fit x2 or x10 into this number. It's only got one x. So the lowest exponent is going to be x to the power of 1. Now let's do the y's. We have y3, y5, and y6. So the lowest exponent here is y3. So that's the one we're going to choose. And lastly, m. We have m squared, and m4. The lowest exponent would just be m. So we write that down. And this is our greatest common factor. So we just find the greatest common factor of the whole numbers and then look for the lowest value of exponent that each letter has. Once you understand these problems, you can work them out fairly quickly. So let's go to B. Our whole numbers are 5, 60, and 30. Well, we know from our times tables that 5 can go into 60 if you multiply it 12 times, and then 5 will also go into 30 if you multiply it 6 times. And 5 will fit into 5 once. So our greatest common factor here is going to be 5. Now let's look at the letters. We have A2, A3, A4, the lowest exponent being A2. So that's our greatest common factor. Now the B's, B2, B3, B4. Again, the lowest exponent is B2. And then the C's, C2, C3, C4, the lowest exponent being C squared. And that makes our greatest common factor 5, A squared, B squared, C squared.